Ha! I beat you to it. Now you can't use it against me. Please don't use it against me. Hello, Mithril here once again, getting back to Megaman Battle Network 5 Team Colonel. And, yeah, it's, been a while. When we last left off, I had 4 more teeth in my head than I do now, and I also wasn't on prescription antacids. Yeah, time and life have not exactly been kind to the Durgan, but we're trying to get back to things now. For a more informative recap, as I was advised to do so because I know not everybody's going to want to go back and watch the last few episodes just to get a reminder of where we are, Cambot, if you please. Right then, so actually last time we left off, Higsby found out about our team's activities and begged to join to prove his bravery and manliness, totally not to impress Miss Mari. What are you talking about? Beryl agreed, and thus we have our team analyst. First order business, hacking through a door leading to End Area 5, site of the next liberation mission, but Higsby and Numberman have to leave due to prior commitments before they can finish. In the meantime, Lan and Megaman decide to check out their dad's computer with Higsby's help. They only find a weird file that turns out to be a cryptic treasure hunt clue. Following a series of such hints, they eventually find a strange area of the net that seems to be a frozen moment of time, showing Lan's neighborhood but in the past. No real leads here, but an odd find all the same, yet Nebula seems oddly interested in it. Not only that, but they're being led by Numberman. Yet at the same time, Numberman seems to be escorting Miss Mari's Navi on an errand when Megaman attacks, and thus Lan thinks Higsby is a traitor, and Higsby thinks Lan is a traitor. If only they could see everything as the player does, thus already knowing something odd's going on. This leads to a confrontation at the gargoyle system at the top of the castle in End City, which it's really a giant fish statue, which I'm sure I was told the actual name for in the comments, but yeah, it's been a year. So fun when life gets in the way, isn't it? Anyway, Megaman and Numberman fight it out, finally talk and figure out they've been duped, literally, get it, duplicates, and they take out their doppelgangers. Fueled by anger, Higsby and Numberman get back to the gate in End Area Net and open it, leading the way to the next liberation mission, which is where we are now. And, well, to go ahead and go into the Team Proto-Man version, just sub Rika for Higsby, Searchman for Numberman. His reason for joining the team was Chod straight up hired him, and his reason for leaving before he could open the gate was that he got a tip on a wanted Navi that he had to go track down, which the fake Megaman interfered and helped him get away. And now we're caught up. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. There will be refreshments in the lobby. So with that taken care of, it's time to head inside. I still think it's kind of a weird decision to leave our team scout behind as our bodyguard and not the defensive member of the team, but details. And truthfully, we'll be happy to have the defensive power. Lan, do you want to start the liberation mission? Indeed we do. Okay, Lan, then let's go. Something's wrong with this dark panel. Good eye, Numberman. I've heard that some dark panels are booby-trapped. We can't just liberate panels haphazardly. This guy sure is one heck of a nasty customer. Hehehe. I'll take that as a compliment. Who the heck are you? I'm CosmoMan. I control the world of darkness. Let's see how you managed to make it this far. At least he was polite enough to say his name. Yes, that's the important bit there, Nightman. Politeness. Take it as a sign of his confidence. He's a strong one, no doubt about it. This place seems to be full of barrier panels. Keep an eye out for traps as we look for the key. Definitely. Numberman? I can search and grab items in a 6-square range without needing to battle anyone. Your search power is something else. Complete the liberation within 9 phases. Roger. So, yes, we have a new mechanic to worry about, trap panels. They look like ordinary item panels. You don't know until you set them off. Or if you've been through it before, or have a map. Because yes, the location of the traps, like the location of any other item panel, is constant. There are 2 types of trap panels. Damage panels, which if you activate one of those, they do 50 damage to whoever set them off, and stun panels. If you set one of those off, it doesn't do any damage, but it will paralyze the Navi who set it off for one turn, which, yeah, you don't really want that happening. There are ways around them, including Numberman's ability, which we'll get to soon enough, but also, take a look at this place. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dark holes to worry about, and, as you can see from the numbers over here, 3 sets of barrier panels, so we also have to find 3 keys in this mess. We have our work cut out for us to get to CosmoMan over here. And of course, the target phase is 9, but to get the best prize, you need to do this in 7 phases or less. So, yeah, definitely, we have our work cut out for us. And with all that out of the way, we're going to do a quick refreshing pause just so that if something goes catastrophically wrong, I don't have to go through all those explanations again. Back in a moment. And so with that, it's time to begin. First off, we're sending in Kernel. We need to clear a wide area here, so we're using Screen Divide. The really important thing is that we're getting that item panel that you saw. Well, I mean, this should work. Hit it. You won't. Oh, you got away from that. That's fine. So yes, we really want that item panel. And we get order points. We're really going to want those. But also, we've cleared a good bit of area around the Night Virus. And speaking of Knights, Nightman is going to come over here and deal with this single panel here. Okay. There's options here. There's definitely options. This is probably the safest way to go about it. Let's get rid of you two. And then Nightman can just come over here and deal with you from the side. One-turn liberation. However, it's a trap. But it's a damage trap and a complete no-sell for Nightman. We have a secret weapon. Yes, Nightman's stealth buff of taking no damage outside of battle means he can just clear damage traps no problem. He doesn't care about them. Everybody else, though, yeah, they need to be more careful. So, next up we're sending in Tomahawk Man. And we're gonna be a bit strategic here about how one-turn liberations work. He's gonna take on the Knight, specifically from here. And, like I said, we're aiming for one-turn liberation. Which shouldn't really be a big issue. We just have to throw a bunch of axes at him. And we're good. So why did I want to clear it from there? Specifically, doing so eats in toward the left. And that's where we want to go first. We're going to switch over to Megaman, and he's going to deal with this panel. Alright. And there we go. I'm not used to using the side bubble chips. They're pretty good. I just always have a bit of trouble remembering exactly how their range works. And next, it's time for Numberman. However, we're not actually taking him into battle. Instead, we're going to use his ability, Number Check. Now, Number Check clears the 2 rows in front of him in a 2x3 area, so unfortunately he can't reach those 3 panels in the back just yet. The panel right in front of him is the important one, though. Remove traps and get items in there? Okay, Numberman, we're using order points. Yes, sir, here we go. Number Check. A trap panel. I'll remove it. You're nothing but dust motes compared to me. Alright. So, why was it important for Numberman to clear the trap that way? That one was a stun trap. Nightman can safely clear damage traps, but not stun traps. If he activates one of those, he's still missing out for a turn. And yeah, if you're wanting to do this fast enough for the best reward, you really do not want for that to happen. Alright, so switching back to Colonel, and he's going to clear this space for us. So, let's get in there. So yeah, that is something you do have to be a bit mindful of with Numberman's scanning ability, is it won't liberate any panels. All he does is look for item panels within the scanning range, any actual items within the range are claimed, and any traps are destroyed. So still useful, it just won't clear the way forward. For actual liberation, he has to do the fighting himself, which, using Numberman to actually fight can be a bit awkward. We'll see that later on. However, by getting rid of the stun trap, Colonel was able to safely liberate this panel, and with the panel liberated, Numberman can go in further to scan the 3 items in back. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, what do we got? Money! 1,000 zennies. Barrier Key 1. This is why we really needed to come over here. Technically, you don't have to make this your first area that you come to, but I figured we may as well. We're gonna need it eventually. And we also got Mark Cannon 2D. Very nice. Now it's Megaman's turn, and we really need to start dealing with the dark holes. We can't ignore those forever. So, let's use Longsword. Okay. If I time this right, this should work. That ought to do it. Good job, Blizzard Man. Alright, next up is Nightman. Let's see what we get from the lottery. A battle chip. And we get Longblade P. Alright. For the actual clearance, we're going in from here. Okay. This bat is being a bit of a problem. And with that, it's time to deal with the Dark Hole. And that's a job for Tomahawk Man. I always want to think that Big Brute is Heat Element, but I don't think it really is. It looks like it should be, it has Heat Element attacks, but I don't think it takes extra damage from Aqua Chips. Let's see here. almost a one-turn liberation, but I don't think it really matters when dealing with a dark hole. And with that, the first dark hole is down. But did you notice something interesting? Generally, when you clear a dark hole, no matter how long it takes you to do so, all panels surrounding the dark hole are cleared, including item panels. And it did clear an item panel. And yet it didn't clear that one in the upper right. I wonder what that could possibly mean. But we got Guard 2B. Or not 2B. Apparently the bird thinks that's a good place to perch. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I'm pretty sure there's a trap over there. So, we're going to send in Tomahawk Man again, and clear this panel. We need to start making our way toward the north. I always forget exactly how his charge shot works. Sometimes it takes angles I'm not expecting. Next, it's Nightman's turn. And he's gonna go right up here. Okay. I can work with this. So yeah, with this setup, if we fire Shadow Man off while facing this way, all of his stars will go toward the right. So we're done with the Powie virus. Get you out of the way, and once you're in position, there we go. What do we got? Money! 800 zennies. And a pie in the face. About as effective toward Nightman. Counterintuitively, we're not going any closer to this dark hole just yet. We have bigger issues over here. Yeah, during my practice rounds, leaving this knight to his own devices was a bad idea. So we're gonna deal with him first. This should do the trick. First off, deal with you guys. And there we go. And we got a heart. Next up, it's Colonel's turn to take out the dark hole itself. Okay, I think I can work with this. Start with this. Now send Blizzard Man through. Takes care of most of my problems. Yeah, Side Bubble is still kind of an awkward chip for me to figure out sometimes. But hey, it's fine. The night's gone. We got some bug frags. And we've opened the way for Numberman to do a bit more work. Time for one more scan. Specifically, we want the two item panels over toward the right. Which, the only problem here is we are officially out of order points. We are no longer out of order points. More importantly, though, we got Barrier Key too. So, the way forward is opened. So now the question is, why did I bother going toward that first dark hole at all? There's a method to the madness. Doing so actually made Nightman a closer target for this bird. And it's a no-sell. Yeah, Nightman was doing his job as a protector. Basically, this was the safest way I could find to get through this phase during practice. But now, as far as madness goes, remember how I said fighting with Numberman could be a bit awkward? Well, it's his turn to shine. Okay, so things to know about Numberman. His charge shot is the die bomb. It's a lob shot bomb that if it hits an enemy directly, it does 10 damage. If it gets a chance to land and sit there for a moment, it rolls a number 1 to 6, and depending on what it rolls, it does 10 times that damage in a 3x3 explosion. So, yeah, it's a bit awkward. His personal chip is Number Trap. It sets a button 2 spaces in front of Numberman, and if an enemy steps on it, it brings down the Chalk Eraser, doing 120 damage to whatever's in range. So his attacks are fun, but a little bit weird. I'm a bit more concerned with the viruses in back for the moment. There we go. Okay. And I've got Life Sword right there, but I do want to show what Number Trap does. Step up. There we go. So yeah, Numberman, he can be a bit awkward to battle with. But hey, he has the same access to battle chips as anyone else. It is now Colonel's turn to take out the Dark Hole.